I was wondering whether you were familiar with the practice of emus from Australia being grown on farms in the United States. Leave a comment in the comments section if you don't already, and stay with me to the very conclusion of this video. The Australian emu, which is a member of the family Kaiwariidae, is one of the largest birds that can be found outside of Australia. Several surrounding islands, as well as the tropical woods of Australia and New Guinea, are the places where it was first discovered. In addition to being a bird that can sprint very quickly, the Australian emu is also a bird that possesses extraordinary strength. Its usual height is between 1.50 and 1.80 meters, and it can weigh approximately 68 kilos. Due to the significant economic value that these birds give, the emu farming sector in the United States has been quickly expanding over the past few years. The meat of the emu is an excellent source of protein, has a low cholesterol content, and is chock full of important minerals. An emu that has reached its full maturity may produce roughly 60 to 80 pounds of high-quality meat, which can be sold for $15 to $25 per pound. This results in a large amount of cash for farmers. The value of emu eggs is comparable to that of other eggs. The typical weight of an emu egg is approximately 3 pounds, which is similar to 10 to 12 chicken eggs. In premium markets, prices for emu eggs range from $50 to $100 per egg. Emu leather and feathers are additional profitable sources of income, in addition to the meat and eggs that they produce. Because of its exceptional durability and suppleness, emu leather is a material that is widely sought after in the fashion sector for the production of luxury jackets, handbags, and shoes. Their glittering feathers, which have a texture that is completely distinct, are utilized extensively in the arts industry as well as interior design. A single emu hide can cost anything from $500 to $1,000, while individual feathers can be purchased for anywhere from $10 to $30 each. Farmers need to create expansive farms in order to effectively grow emus, as these wild birds demand a great deal of area in which they can freely walk around. To ensure that they are able to walk around freely, adult emus require a place that is at least 1,000 to 1,500 square feet in size. Emus in the wild typically consume fallen fruits, seeds, fungus, insects, and even small animals such as frogs and rodents as their primary sources of nutrition. They are able to grow in a healthy manner and acquire a high economic worth when they are raised on farms because their food is carefully modified to ensure that they receive the best possible nutrients. Emu farms provide their emus with a balanced diet consisting of a variety of fresh fruits, including papayas, bananas, and mangoes, as well as leafy greens that are rich in fiber. In addition, in order to simulate the natural feeding patterns of these animals, their diet is supplemented with sources of protein such as worms, insects, or fish meal, respectively. As a result of the fact that emus have a digestive system that demands a high intake of fiber, farmers frequently integrate tree bark and roots into their food in order to facilitate digestion. Emu adults have the ability to ingest anything from 3 to 5 kg of food on a daily basis. In most cases, the mating season takes place between the months of June and October, when the conditions of the environment are optimal. The female is the one that takes the initiative to choose a mate, after which she lays eggs. The male is the one who is responsible for incubating the eggs and raising the subsequent offspring. It is possible for a female emu to lay anywhere from 3 to 6 eggs in a nest that is constructed out of moss and leaves and is concealed within dense forest vegetation. The color of the eggs is a striking shade of green. The female will then move on to mate with another male once she has laid her eggs, and the male will be the one to take complete responsibility for the incubation of the eggs. Compared to the incubation period of the African ostrich, which lasts approximately 50 to 55 days, this one lasts significantly longer. As the period progresses, the male will not leave the nest very often, will consume very little food, and will be prepared to attack any intruder in order to safeguard the eggs. As soon as the eggs hatch, the chicks are coated in stripes of brown and yellow down, which helps them fit in with their natural environment. The male continues to provide care for the chicks for around 9 months after they have already been hatched. Farmers frequently make use of artificial incubators on their farms in order to improve the percentage of successful hatchings. You can let me know if you enjoyed my video by leaving a comment below. Actually, I did a video about ostriches the other day, so Are you wondering what are the similarities and differences between Australian emus and ostriches? Well, here's a more engaging and detailed explanation highlighting the differences between Australian emus and ostriches. While both the Australian emu and the ostrich might appear to be from the same family of flightless giants, they each boast distinct qualities that make them unique in their own right. The emu, an iconic figure of Australia, has lived on the vast plains and arid deserts of the continent for millennia. This bird is a true Australian native, perfectly adapted to the country's diverse landscapes, from the rainforests of Queensland to the dry interior. Its home is a land that is as untamed as the bird itself, offering vast stretches of open space where emus can roam freely. On the other hand, the ostrich, the world's largest bird, comes from the sun-soaked plains of Africa. Native to the African continent, it is especially common in the savannas and semi-deserts, areas that are as arid and wild as the emu's environment, but far removed from the Australian outback. These two birds, although seemingly similar in their flightless nature, are separated by continents, ecosystems, and evolutionary paths. Besides, who's the real giant? When it comes to size, there is no contest. The ostrich takes the crown as the largest bird on Earth. With its towering height of up to 2.5 meters and weight ranging between 100 to 160 kilograms, the ostrich is truly a sight to behold. Its long, powerful legs enable it to sprint at incredible speeds, making it the fastest-running bird, capable of reaching up to 70 kilometers per h, 43 miles per hour. It's a force to be reckoned with in both strength and speed. In contrast, the emu, while still impressively tall and robust, stands at a more modest height of about 1.5 to 1.8 meters, 5 to 6 feet. Weighing in at 30 to 68 kilograms, it's not quite as massive as the ostrich. However, the emu is no slouch when it comes to speed, reaching 50 kilometers per h, 31 miles per hour. While it may not match the ostrich's top speed, the emu is still an agile and impressive runner in its own right. When it comes to feathers, ostriches boast bold, dramatic plumage. Males are typically black, with contrasting white feathers on their wings and tails, giving them an elegant yet imposing look. Females, meanwhile, are a more muted brown or gray, blending into the African savanna. Their long, muscular legs are built for power and speed, while their necks are long and slender, adding to their graceful yet intimidating silhouette. The emu, on the other hand, wears a more understated coat. Its feathers are soft, loose, and somewhat scruffy, giving it a more rustic appearance. Unlike the ostrich, which can easily be recognized by its stark coloration, the emu's plumage is brownish-gray, designed to help it blend into the Australian outback. It's not as strikingly bold as the ostrich, but its appearance is perfectly suited to the rugged terrain it calls home. In terms of survival, the ostrich is a master of endurance. It can run for long distances at high speeds to escape predators, and it uses its powerful legs to defend itself, delivering forceful kicks. But when it comes to evading danger, the ostrich relies on its speed and agility. When it runs, it doesn't stop, and it won't hesitate to sprint for its life if threatened. The emu, however, has a different strategy. While it too can run at impressive speeds, it also relies on its ability to camouflage and blend into its surroundings. The emu's behavior is more subtle. It often uses the vastness of the Australian landscape to hide from predators and can also swim, something that ostriches are not known for. Emus are social birds, often seen in small family groups, communicating and foraging together. Their adaptability to the harsh conditions of the outback makes them truly resilient creatures. When it comes to raising the next generation, the ostrich and emu have distinct approaches. For ostriches, the female lays her eggs in a communal nest, and it is the male who takes on the responsibility of incubating them. Once the chicks hatch, the male continues to care for and protect them, while the female remains involved in the process by helping defend the nest from predators. In the case of the emu, the female lays the eggs, but it's the male who takes on the duty of incubation. After the female lays her eggs, she departs, leaving the male to protect and care for the eggs for around 8 weeks. Once the chicks hatch, the male emu takes full responsibility for guiding and nurturing them until they're ready to fend for themselves. This unique role reversal in parenting is one of the most fascinating aspects of emu life. In conclusion, while both the emu and ostrich share the trait of being large, flightless birds, Their differences in size, behavior, and adaptation to their environments make them stand out as creatures of their respective lands. The ostrich, with its imposing size and raw power, rules the African savanna, while the emu, with its resilient nature and keen survival instincts, thrives in the unforgiving wilderness of Australia. These majestic birds not only represent their native lands, but also stand as symbols of the remarkable diversity of life on Earth.